Okay, the frequency of a note produced by a string is proportional. So you see, when they say proportional, they did not mention is it direct or inverse. By default, it means it's direct proportional. Okay, so F is directly proportional. F is directly proportional. So when it's direct proportional, it's side by side. Square root of the tension. So it's square root of T. So this is what I call the partial formula that relates between F and T. Why do I say it's a partial? Because my K, which is a constant, it is unknown for the time being. So we need to find out what is the unknown. So usually they will give you a set of values. They will tell you, okay, when the tension is 81, okay, it gives a frequency of 405. So you shall sub these two numbers in to find out what's your K first. So you will have 405 is equals to K square root 81. So you will have 9K is equals to 405, and then K will be equals to 45. So with this, you will form the equation connecting the F and T without the K. So it becomes F is equals to 45 square root T. And this is the formula that relates between F and T, and I always box it up. So I know that if I want to find, I want to find the F and I'm given a T, I can just sub it in, or I'm given F and I want to find the T, I also can sub it in and then form equation and solve the unknown. So this is for part A. The string produced, okay, this is a topic in Singapore Math, EMath. Most of the time they are taught in Sec 2, okay, Sec 2. Okay, the string produced a note with a frequency 540 Hz. Find the tension. So now this time around they give me the F. So I'm going to sub F 540. So 540 equals to 45 square root T. So I can swap over. I can say, okay, square root T is actually equals to 540 divided by 45. And I get square root T is equals to 12. So square root T equals to 12. To get T, you need to square both sides. Square both sides. So T will be equals to 12 square, and that will give you 144. And don't forget to put in the unit. Tension is Newton. So put N and we are done. Okay. This is considered a simple question. Okay, the next one. Now, this one is a tough one. Okay, although it's just a 1 mark, but I'm going to show you how I'm going to do it. Okay, remember just now our formula is F is equals to 45 square root T. So they are saying that, okay, now this time round the frequency is 3:1. Then they want you to find out what is the ratio of the tension. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I'm going to make T the subject first. From here, I'm going to make T the subject. So square root T is equals to F over 45. T will be equals to F square over 2025. Okay, so now I make T the subject. I make T the subject. So I shall say T1. Okay, T1 will represent F1. So now let's find out what is my T2. Okay, my F2 will be 3 times. So it will be 3F1. So what I'm going to do is, let's find out what is my T2. T2 using the same formula over here. It will be F2 square over 2025. Okay. So over here my F2 is 3F1. So you just put it as 3F1. See, put within the bracket square over 2025. And you will get 9F1 over 2025. And you will see that if I'm going to take out a 9, put a bracket here, F1 over 2025, you can see that when my F is increased, that means become 3 times, my T, which is the tension, become 9 times. That's why the ratio you can see over here. So I can say this is equals to 9T1. So T2, it becomes 9T1 when the F becomes 3 times. So therefore, I can say that it will be 9:1. Okay, because they want to find the ratio. They want to find the ratio. Okay, so this is how you do this kind of question. So what I did was, I make T the subject. Okay, I find the so-called the formula that relates between T and F, but make T the subject. And then my F becomes 3 times. I just need to replace it. So the important, crucial portion is you need to make sure that 3F1 is inside the bracket. So when you square the 3, it becomes 9. Okay, and when you compare, you can see, oh, actually it become 9 times, and that's why it's 9:1. Let's move on to the next question. Okay, so now this one is inverse, inversely. Then take note, this is cube root. So we're going to write the formula. The volume V is equals to, inverse means K over something, cube root of P. So it's cube root of P. So this is the partial formula. Partial, So we're going to sub in the two values that give us, So it will be 15 equals to K over cube root 2744. And we get 15 equals to K over 14. Cross multiply, I get my K equals to 15 times 14, which is equals to 210. Now I can put my formula, which is V is equals to 210 over cube root P. So this is the answer. That's the equation connecting V and P. So next, easy. So the air pressure now when 21 cm cube is pumped. So this is volume. Okay. So we will sub in V equals to 21 on the left hand side. So put 21 equals to 210 over cube root P. Cross multiply, I have 21 cube root P is equals to 210. So cube root P is equals to 210 divided by 21, which will give me 10. So this is cube root P. So if I want to find P, I cube both sides. So P will be equals to 10 to the power 3, and it will be equals to 1000. And the unit for pressure is PA. So just put PA. Done. So this is actually again another easy one. It's just that this one is inverse. Just now what we did was direct. Okay, so direct K is side by side. Inverse, the K will be at the numerator. So it's just subbing in the first set of values to find out what's the K to form the equation. And then after that, with the equation that you have found, sub the known value to find the unknown. For this case, volume is given, so I sub V equals to 21. And I solve my P, which is equals to 1000. Okay, so that's only warm up. Now we're going to do this kind of question. This is a 3-variable question. This question itself actually only makes use of 2 variables. But later I'm going to change a bit of the question. Then you will know what I mean by 3 variables. So let's follow what they give us first. I will write 14 men, 1 factory. Okay, 36 days. Okay, 14 men, 1 factory, and 36 days. Okay, after that, they ask how many men would be needed. So question mark men would be needed if the factory, that means 1 factory, and 24 days. So although look over here, there's 3 variables. I have men, I have factory, I have days. But because both situations, the factory is constant. Both are talking about 1 factory and 1 factory. So, practice. Watch my YouTube channel videos, okay? You can only do TYS and then go by topical and then just practice. Okay, so because 1 factory is constant, so you can just ignore the factory and I only have my men and my days. Okay, but I'm going to put in the factory as consideration. Okay, so let's see. Now, did I put? Okay, I shall put it as ignore first. Later I show you one which is like I change my factory. So now I cover the factory. Let's talk about the man and the day. So now my question is, you have to ask yourself the man and the day. Okay, whether is it direct proportion or is it inverse proportion? Because this question never tell you. So you got to ask yourself, if you have more men, do you take more days to complete painting or do you take less days to complete painting? When you have more men, do you take more days or do you take less days to complete? Okay, it is up and down. When you men increase, you will take lesser days to complete the job. So 1 up, 1 down, you will know that it is inverse proportion. With that, you will know that the M is equals to K over D. Okay? Then next, put in a number. So I have 14 men and 36. So 14 equals to k over 36. K is equals to 14 times 36, and we have 504. So my men will be equals to 504 over D. And we will have, it's supposed to be 24. 504, 24, and I get 21 men. Okay, 21 men. So that's how I solve this question. Next, they ask, how many days will it take 9 men to paint the factory? Because I already have the formula, which is here, okay, which is M is equals to 504 over D. So I'm going to use this formula to solve this. How many days will it take 9 men? So it will be men equals to 9, 504 over D. Cross multiply, I have 9D equals to 504. D will be equals to 504 divided by 9, and I got 56 days. And we are done. Okay? Okay, I'm going to show you that we're going to do slightly a bit tougher one. Okay? I will put here, where's my red pen? Okay, I will put here C behind. Okay, hello. Okay, so see, I'm going to change slight difference. If now is 14 men, 1 factory, same things, 36 days. So if the same question, if I'm going to ask and say how many men for 3 factories, okay, let's say I'm going to put maybe say 27 days. Okay, I shall call this question 3 star. So you can see that plural, it should be RIES. Okay, so over here you can see that, oh, I got 3 variables now. Okay, I got man, I got factory, I got days. 3 variables change. So I will have to inform the formula or equations that it relates between 3 variables. So first ask yourself, okay, man and factory first. When you have more men, do you paint more factory or do you paint less factory? So of course, when you have more men, you are able to paint more factory. So that means they are direct proportion. So in this case, you know that this will be M is equals to KF. They are direct proportion. Now you ask yourself, men and days. So just now we already know that men, the more men I have, the less days it takes to paint the factory. So the more men I have, the less days. So we know that the M is equals to K over D. And we're going to combine these 3 variables. It becomes an equation because M equals to KF over D. So this is how you do with 3 variables. So with this, same thing, I'm going to sub in these 3 information to find out what is my K. So we will have 14 K1 over 36, which will still give us 504. Now my formula now become M is equals to 504F over D. So now I can solve this. How many men for 3 factory? Okay, M is equals to 504, 3 factory, and 27. Because I have explained that M and K, when you have more men, you can paint more factory. So men and factory is direct proportion. So M is equals to KF. When I have more men, I have less days to complete. I mean, as in they take lesser days to complete. So they are inverse proportion. So it is M is equals to K over D. So if you're going to combine these 2 together, it becomes M is equals to KF over D. So sub in my M equals to 14, F equals to 1, and D equals to 36. And we find our K is 504. And we have an equation that relates between M, F, and D. So with this, I can sub in whatever I need to sub in. And then after that, I have 504 times 3 over 27. So it takes 56. Also 56? Why? Did I write something wrong? Also 56 days. Oh, so lucky. 56 men. Ah, this one is 56 men. 56 men. So now you know that, okay, now your job, you have 3 factories to paint and your deadline is 27 days. So you know that you need 56 men. Then yes, as a supervisor, as a boss, then you know, oh, okay, I need to hire 56 men in order to reach my 27 days deadline. Okay, to paint 3 factories. So this is how I do for this kind of 3 variables. So this is 3 variables. 3 variables. Okay. Okay, let's move on. Okay, this is a popular question. When they ask for double, how do we do it? How do we do it? Okay, y is directly proportional to the square of x. So y will be equals to kx squared. Now, there's not enough information for you to find your k. So that's the tricky part, but it's okay. Until 6:30, 5 to 6:30. This first portion, I'm going to do direct inverse proportion. Second portion, I do simple compound interest for today. So they say y equals to 8 for a particular value of x. So, okay, I will say 8 equals to kx squared. Okay, I don't know what's my k, I don't know what's my x. It's okay, we just leave it as it is first. Then they ask you, find the value of y when this value of x is double. So, okay, let's find out what's my new x. Just now, my x is x. Now, new x, because it is double, so it will be x times 2. So now my new x become 2x. So with my new x, I will have my new y. Using the same formula, kx squared. And this time round, the x is 2x. So put it inside the bracket. So you will have k4x squared. So what you're going to do is, you got to shift a bit. So it becomes 4 multiplied by kx squared. And over here, we know that this whole chunk kx squared represents 8. So that means I can just sub 8 inside. So it becomes 4/8 and it becomes 32. Okay, so this is how you do. You see, I didn't find my k, right? So it's okay. You just remember that the whole chunk kx squared for this case is 8. Then when your new x is doubled, your new x becomes 2x. New y, just use the same formula. The only thing that you need to take note is you must put the 2x, new x, so-called new x, inside the bracket. So you need to make sure that you remember to square the 2 as well, and that's how you get 4x squared. Shift a bit, because k times 4x squared is the same thing as 4 times kx squared. And we have this kx squared, which I take from here, and that's why I sub in 8 here, 4 times 8, and I get 32. Okay? So, if let's say this is the same question, I'm going to change a bit. So now I ask, find the value of y when x is halved. Okay? Separate. So same thing. So my y is equals to kx squared, correct? My 8 is still equals to kx squared. Now it is that my new x is half. So it's half x. Hi. Okay? So my new x is half x now. Okay? Because it's being halved. So let's find my new y. New y, same thing, it will be kx squared. Put it in. So you have k half, half times half is 1/4 x squared. Again, shift it. So that means it's 1/4 multiplied by kx squared. No, this is sec 2. So kx squared is 8, right? So it will be 1/4 times 8, that gives you 2. Okay, this is a commonly asked question, and this is how you do this kind of question. Oh, good. Yes, Okay, let's move on to the next. A job is to be completed in 27 days. Minecraft, are you there now? I think you are the one who also asked for direct inverse proportion, right? Yes, you can screenshot. You can also download the solution when Sam upload in the Telegram channel. My solution will be append behind the worksheet. And then after that, as for those who want to replay the video, okay, you can always go to my YouTube channel and find the replay of my TikTok live. But of course, today TikTok live will only be uploaded tomorrow. Done with the screenshot. Can? Screenshot ready? Yes, I have tuition center. I teach private tuition. Okay? How to get the worksheet? Go to my Telegram channel. Okay? Go to my TikTok bio. Click on the last button. There's a link there. Click on the link. Click on the last button. You will go to my Telegram channel. Good. Let's move on. Okay, now B. This kind of question, remember just now I teach you all the 3 variables? So this kind of question, when they come out, 3 variables method can solve this easily. So let's put in what we have. A job is to be completed in 27 days. That means your deadline is 27 days. Then they tell you that 15 men take 18 days to complete 60%. Okay? 60% job. So my 60%, I'm going to change it to decimal. So 60% actually is referring to 0.6. 0.6. 60% is 60 over 100, which is 0.6. Then they ask you, how many more men do you need to hire to complete the job on time? What's the meaning of on time? Okay, because it is 27 days, that's your deadline. Your man already take 18 days to only do 60% of the job. It means that you only left with 27 minus 18. You only left 9 days to complete the job on time. So the second line, it should be 9 days. And because the previous 15 men already done 60% of the job, so you only left with 40% of the job. And of course, it means it's 0.4. Okay? So now, same thing. Now I have my M and my D. I have my M and my J. I need to find out how am I going to relate the 3 variables. So when I have more men, same thing, I take lesser days to complete. So men and days is always inverse. So M is equals to K over D. Men and job. When I have more men, of course I can do more job. So M is equals to KJ. Again, combine this, you have M equals to KJ over D. So with this, you can start in the first set of information. So I have 15 men. K is unknown, you're supposed to find. The job is 0.6, the day is 18. Okay, so to solve the K, you get 15 times 18 divided by 0.6. And that will give us, I realize this. Wait, that will give us 450. 450, 450. Okay, a bit untidy, sorry. Okay, see here. So my formula now become M is equals to 450 J over D. So this is the formula that relates between the man, the job, and the days. So now I have 9 days, and I only left with 40% of the job. So I just take M is equals to 450 multiplied by 0.4 over 9 days. And I need 20 men. So in order to complete the job on time, okay, I need to have 20 men. And they ask you how many more men do you need to hire? Because I already hired 15 men. Okay, don't stop and say 20 men. You need 20 men to complete the job for the 40%, yes. But how many more men? How many more men? So just take 20 minus 15. That means I need to hire 5 more men in order to complete the job on time. Yep, this is direct inverse. Okay, so this is how you do this kind of question. 3 variables, okay? Again, this is also an important question. A lot of students see 3 variables, they don't know how to do it. Okay, some school, in fact, most school like to do those kind of question whereby they don't even form equation. They go by this one go up, cancel, multiply the same number or divide by the same number. I find that confusing. But of course, if you are very expert using that way of doing it, please keep it your way. Okay, you do not need to adopt new method if your way works perfectly fine. Okay, but you find, let's say that method is confusing, then you can adopt this method to do it. Because I find that this is like foolproof lah. You just form equation and then just sub it in and find the unknown. So it's very straightforward. The only thing not so straightforward is you need to find out whether the variables are inverse proportion or direct proportion. But I have taught you how to find out. You just need to ask yourself, same job. Okay, if I have more men and the days, is it direct or inverse? More men, it will take less days to complete the same job. So that means it is inverse. Then for the job is, for the same job, okay, and for, same number of days. Okay, when I have more men, means that I can do more job. That's why it is direct proportion. So this is how you do this kind of question. Okay, I move on. Ooh, I just realized that I have the half question, but just now I did half again. Just now I already did the half, right? So this one is considered recap for you. So again, remember just now I said, when it did not mention direct or inverse, by default it is direct proportion. So my P is equals to KQ cubed. So they say P is 24 for a particular value of Q. So you will say 24 equals to KQ cubed. Now, they say find the value of P when the value, if the X is tripled, is the same. Okay, later I do the tripled one. Okay, I do the tripled one. Let's see behind have or not. Don't worry, later I do the tripled one and show it to you. Okay, so now I find my new K. Sorry, new Q. New Q because it is half, so it's half Q. So let's find my new P. U means it will be KQ cubed, correct? Throw in the half Q inside. So you have K 1 over 8 Q cubed. Again, shift it 1 over 8 multiplied by KQ cubed. Sub in this value, which is 24. So it's 1 over 8 times 24. That gives you 3. Okay, so this is how you do this kind of question. Next, when they say tripled, okay, what if my Q is tripled? I'm going to put a line here so to know that this is not the same as this. So same thing, my P is equals to KQ cubed. So my 24 is equals to KQ cubed. Then after that, find my new Q. Since my Q is tripled, means times 3. So it will be 3Q. So my new P will be equals to KQ cubed. Throw this 3Q inside. 3 to the power of 3 is 27. So it's K 27Q cubed. Again, shift the number. So it's 27 times KQ cubed. And we know KQ cubed is 24. So it means it's 27 times 24. Okay. Then press the calculator. 27 times 24. So that will give us 648. Done. Okay? Can do the triplet kind of question already? Yes, it's actually it's always the same. So whether is it triplet, whether is it increased by how many percent or whatsoever, it's the same method, same way. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Hello. Okay, this one. The force is inversely proportional to the square of the distance, so it's quite repeated. F is equals to, inverse means K over X squared. So now they say that the magnets are 4 cm apart, the force is 3 Newton. So 3 is equals to K 4 squared. and this means K is equals to 48. And again, the equation will be F is equals to 48 over X squared, and that will be the equation. So since you already have the equation, this is easy already. Find the force when the distance is 2 squared. 48 divided by 4, so it's known as 12 Newton. Done. Next. Okay, part C seems like, oh, very confusing, but just now we have mentioned that we have done this previously. Just need to replace your new x to become half x. But take note that this is inverse, so slightly different. It's, okay, let's see. They tell me that the force is 1.25 equals to 48 over x squared. So what I did was I just used this, replace the F to become 1.25. Then after that, let's find out what's my new x. This is for halved. So my new x is half x. So my new F will be equals to K, which is 48, over x squared. Take note that this is inverse. So 48 is at the numerator, the x squared is at the denominator. So I'm going to throw the half x inside the bracket. And over here, you will get 48 over 1/4 x squared. So don't forget, your lump is this one. Your lump value is 48 over x squared. So you need to do this one in terms of something times 48 over x squared. 1 divided by 1/4 is 4. 1 divided by 1/4 is 4. So this means become 4, 48 over x squared. It means it is 4 times 1.25, and that will give us 5 Newton. Wow, Raphael, so late. Minecraft is not even here, you know. Okay. So 5 Newton. So this is how you do this kind of question. So just now the previous we did is direct. You can see that it's side by side. This one is inverse, whereby you see that the x is at the denominator. So just need to know that, okay, 1 divided by 1/4 is actually 4. Okay? This one is I took from here, and that's how it becomes. This is 1.25. Okay, last question for direct inverse, and we will move on to simple compound interest. Okay, so just now, because I have mentioned about double, I have mentioned about half, be it whether is it direct proportion or inverse proportion. I also mentioned about 3 variables. So now, it is increased by 300%. So it's similar to the half or double. Okay, so let's try it. The braking distance of a car is directly proportional to the square of the speed. So braking distance, since they never asked me to use which alphabet, I can decide myself. Braking distance, I shall use D to represent. So the D is equals to K square of the speed. So speed, they never mention what is the alphabet, but since over here I have a P, speed is P meters per second, I shall use P to represent my speed. So it will be P, shouldn't use bracket first. So the formula is K P squared, square of its speed. Then they tell me, okay, if my speed is P, the braking distance is 6. So it means 6 is equals to Kp squared. So now what is my new speed? Increase, increase by 300%. It means that the original P plus 300% of P increased by okay, increase by 300% means plus 3P. If they say when the speed is increased to 300%, then your new speed is 3P. Understand? So now it's 4P. So maybe I put a note here. If they say increase to 300%, then the new P is 3P. But now this is by 300%. I got mixture of some Sec 4 topics already. You can actually go to my TikTok, YouTube channel and see whether you find any topics. Or later, you can tell me what topics you want, and then I can see whether I'll do it for the next live lah. Okay, so now let's see. So new speed is 4p. So let's find out what is my new distance. New d. So my new d will be kp squared. And we're going to throw the 4p inside the bracket. So it becomes k 16p squared. Shift a bit again. 16 times kp squared. And we know that our kp squared is 6. So it is 16 times 6, which will give us 96. The distance is cm, so the unit is cm. Okay, so that is for part A. To find the breaking distance, or did I go? Oh, I go so fast already. I'm too fast. Okay, sorry. First part A, they asked for the expression. So this one is actually part A. This is actually part A answer already. There's no square root here. Please ask the relevant question. You don't suddenly pop a question that I don't know how to answer. Okay, this is part A. This part it is for part B. Okay, so the part B is 96 cm. Okay, so now they ask you what is the percentage increase in the breaking distance. So percentage increase, find out what is the increase first. The new minus the O over the O. The new minus the O over the O. So I put here new minus the O over the O. Then change it to percentage, so it's done 100. So I get 1500% increase. So you will wonder, 1,005 Is it funny or not? Is it wrong? It's not wrong at all. You see your 6 increased by how much? Your 6 increased by so many times already. It become 90 plus. From 6 become 96. So it is normal that it is increased by 1,005%. Okay? Because increased by 100% means increased by 6. But this is already increased by a lot more. So this is not wrong. Okay? I don't understand what you mean by get rid of square root. But if you see that square root x equals to 6, you want to get rid of the square root, you square both sides. So x is equals to 36. Okay? This is a separate one. Separate means it's not related to this question. I always use red color to highlight when it's not related to the question. Just additional notes. Additional notes. Okay, so let's move on to simple compound interest. So how many people are waiting for the simple compound interest? Simple compound interest. I equals to PRT over 100, and then after that, compound. Compound, we have to know whether is it compound yearly, compound monthly, compound quarterly, or compound half yearly. Okay? So while I take a sip of water, can you please help me to like and share the video? Thank you. Don't worry, after today teaching, you will be a perfectly good with simple and compound interest, okay? Okay, let's start with the first one, which is a simple interest. So Mr. and Mrs. Lee open separate bank account. So Mr. Lee deposit $1,000 in his account. This account pays simple interest. The first thing you must always find out whether is it simple or is it compound. So this is simple, so you know you're going to use the simple interest formula. So I is equals to PRT over 100. So the bad news is simple interest formula is not given. Only compound interest formula is given during the O level or N level. So now I have my formula. Going to plug in whatever I have. Deposit 1,000 means it's the principal amount, the original amount. So my P is 1,000. My R is the rate per annum. So it's 4%. So it's 4. Just write 4 is enough. T will be the number of years. And they mentioned 3 years. So my T will be 3. over 100. And when you key into the calculator, and you will get 120. So I represent $120. That's the interest. The interest is $120. But take note, they asked to calculate the total amount in his account after 3 years. They did not ask you for the interest. So you still need to do one more extra step. So you need to take I have $1,000, and then after that I earn $120. So I will have 1120, $1,120. My Cher say I do the top first then the bottom. Huh? What are you talking about? Do the top first and the bottom. Lisa, I don't understand what you are referring to. What is higher compound interest or simple interest? No, I have to teach the basic first before I build up the questions. Please spare a thought for those who are struggling with this question. I cannot just jump to higher level questions when the kids still haven't understand the basic. Okay, let's move on to the next. So now Mrs. Lee, the wife, deposit $1,000 in her account. This account pay compound interest. Okay, and at the rate of 4%. So actually it's same as the husband, but the only difference is Mrs. Lee is compound and Mr. Lee is simple. So if it's compound, you got to use the compound formula. So it's A equals to P bracket 1 plus R over 100 to the power of N. Okay, so principal is also 1,000. And this is, always ask yourself, whether is it compound yearly, compound monthly, or what. This question never mention anything. They say it pay compound interest. So you must know that by default, it is compounded yearly. Okay, compounded yearly. By default, it's compounded yearly. So, means that my R, I straight away can use my 4%. Okay, because it's yearly. So it's 4 over 100. And represent that how many times it's going to compound. If it's going to compound yearly, means 1 year compound 1 time. If it's for 3 years, means 3 years compound 3 times. And that's why your N is equals to 3. So suck in the 3. Then of course, just press the calculator. You will get 1124.864. Don't stop there because they're asking you to find the difference of money in both their account after 3 years. So they're comparing both husband and wife. So we just take 1124.864 minus 1120 and we will get 4.864. So by default, money round off to cents, which is 2 dp. So it is 4.86, 2 dp. Okay. Simple interest, just like its name mentioned, is simple. It means that the principal do not change. They based on the first amount, that principal amount, straight away they calculate what is the interest amount, and they just times the number of years. So it is just like the word simple, very straightforward. Compound is, let's say, compound yearly. The first year they take, let's say, $1,000. Then after that, the first year, the interest that you earn, you got to add to your $1,000. The new total will go to your second year new principal. And then after that, second year, you earn the interest again, right? Add to the amount again, you have a new total amount that will go to your third year to be the new principal. So it is not as simple, you see. So every year, if it's compound yearly, every year they take the new principal to calculate the interest. So this is compound interest. But of course, we don't do it manually. Don't do, the first year, go and plus this amount, find the second year. If you imagine that if it's a 15 years thing, you're going to do it manually. No. That's why they come up with the formula. You just need to suck in the correct relevant numbers for the R and the N. Okay? This one easy because it is just compound yearly. Okay, later part we will do compound monthly. We also got compound every 6 months. This is because the RL, you see, you put 4, right? But you must understand that 4% represent 4 over 100. But over here, the RL, I only put in 4. So the 100 is there, you see? 4 over 100 actually represent 4%. Okay? Okay. Let's move on to the next. Mr. Lee bought a car for 95,000. Okay? So now, he paid a down payment of 40% and took up a loan which charged simple interest of 2.8% per annum for 5 years. Find the amount of each monthly installment. So this person want to buy a car which is 95,000. So he pay 40% first. And then that means he still so-called owns 60%, right? So this 60% he decided to take a loan. And this take a loan, of course, you got to give extra money. So they are based on simple interest to calculate the interest for this case. So first, you go and find out how much so-called he borrow. Okay? He already paid 40%. It means that he only need to borrow 60%, which is the principal amount. So you need to go and find 60% of 95,000. That will give us 57,000. So this 57,000 is so-called he want to borrow. So this is the amount that they base on this amount to calculate the interest. So this become the principal amount. Okay, this become the principal amount. Take note that it is not 95%, because he only borrow 57,000. So this become the principal amount. So again, because it is simple, I'm going to use the I equals to PRT over 100. I already teach probability already. Okay. So I is equals to PRT over 100. So it will be 57,000. RL is 2.8. The years is 5 over 100. And we get 7980. So now this is the interest that they will charge him if he borrow $57,000. Now you need to calculate for them. You need to calculate for him how much he need to pay every month. So be careful. Common mistake is students take 7,980. They go and divide by 60 months, which is not correct. You don't just pay interest. You need to make sure that you also have to pay back the principal amount. Because you borrow 57,000, of course you need to, by default, need to return $57,000. On top, you still need to pay the interest. So it should be principal amount plus the interest divided by 5 times 12, 60 months. That will give us 1083. And that will be how much that he need to pay every month. Okay, probability, I already teach even the advanced probability. That means I already teach about the tree diagram and the possibility diagram. Yes, it's inside my YouTube channel, the replay. Because you pay a down payment of 40%, so you see the car costs 95,000. So he paid 40% down payment. Down payment is the same meaning as deposit. It means I already give cash 40%. I already paid the 40%. Then I only left with the 60% that I haven't paid. So this 60% is what he decide to borrow from the bank or from the a car dealer to pay for the car. And of course, if you want to take a loan, you will have to pay interest. It's not possible that, I borrow $57,000, then I just return $57,000. That is impossible. If not, the bank or even the person who lent you the money is going to go bankrupt if he's going to do that. So that's why it's based on 60% to calculate the principal. Because you only borrow 60%, you didn't borrow $95,000. You understand? Okay, so next. Can you understand why is it 60% already? Hello? Okay, I'm going to move on. Okay. Now let's do a compound interest whereby it is compound monthly. So $40,000 is invested in an account which pays 2.4% per annum compounded monthly. So find the total amount. Okay, good. Find the total amount in the account at the end of the 3 months. Okay, give your answer correct to the nearest dollar. So this is compound. So it will be using A equals to P 1 plus R over 100 to the power of N. So at the side here, my P is very straightforward because I invest 40,000. Okay, my R given to me, see take note if you notice this is big R, this is small r. My big R is the rate per annum, which is 2.4%. Okay, so my R is 2.4. So I want you to calculate what is the R, small r. The small r depends on whether is it compound yearly or compound monthly or compound quarterly. If it's compound yearly, your small r is straight away equals to the big R. But this one is compound monthly. So I need to take the 2.4 and divide it by 12. Okay, divide by 12 is because it's going to be compound monthly. 2.4 is per annum. Per annum means per year. So my small r will be 0.2. Okay, now my n. N means you need to know whether is it going to be compounded, how many times is it going to be compound. So it's compounded monthly, means each month compound 1 time. And they say find the total amount in the account at the end of 3 months. That means they will compound 3 times. So my N is 3. So with this, sub in the values into the, 3 months. Okay, so it will be 40,000, 1 plus 0.2 over 100 to the power of 3. Press the calculator, you will get 40240.480. They say round it off to the nearest dollar, so it will be 40240. This is nearest dollar. Okay? So the crucial part is you must know what is your R and what is your N when you do the compound interest. Okay, let's move on. Edward deposit 3,600 with a bank which pay compound interest of 5%. This time around it is compound every 6 months. Calculate the amount of interest Edward earned at the end of 3 years. First, it is compound. Okay, good. The R and the N is always the common thing that students always get confused. Okay, first is compound, and they say it's compound every 6 months. So that's a keyword. So use the formula A is equals to P 1 plus R over 100 to the power of N. At the side, let's find out all the value first. My P is 3,006. Yes, well done, Lisa. Okay, my big R is 5% per annum, so it's 5. Then my R, it depends. Every 6 months, then you ask yourself, okay, 1 year, okay, if it's every 6 months, since 1 year is 2 times, right? 1 year, 2 times, means I'm going to take 5 divided by 2. So it becomes 2.5. Let's find out, find the small r first. Then after that, your N. Because it's going to compound every 6 months, it's going to have 3 years. 1 year compound 2 times. Okay, so my N is actually 3 years multiplied by 2 times because this is a compound every 6 months. That's why it is equals to 6. Okay, you need to calculate how many times it compound. So sub in the value. So 3600, 1 plus 2.5 over 100 to the power of 6. And press calculator and you will get 4174.896. So now, be careful, they're asking for interest. This formula is amount, means the total amount. So it will be interest, just take the total amount minus the principal amount, which is 3,006. That means the interest will be 574.896. Round it off to 2 dp, 574.90. 2 dp. Why divide by 2 for the 5%? Raphael, you already asked me to find the small r first. Correct? My big R is 5. Big R represents the rate per annum. Rate per annum. This is the big R. Small r represents the rate according to how many times it compound. Per annum means per year. But this time is not compound yearly. It's compound every 6 months. Means 1 year need to compound 2 times. So I need to go and find the rate that is every 6 months. Okay? So I have to take 5 divided by 2. 2 is because 1 year 2 times. Every 6 months. Just now the previous question, it is compound monthly. I took my R divided by 12. If you notice. This one is compound monthly. So the small r is take the big R divided by 12. So that I know that, monthly, the rate is 0.2 per month. 2.4 is per year. So 0.2 is per month. This one is every 6 months. So 5 is per year. Every 6 months will be 5 divided by 2. So it's 2.5. Can, Raphael? I realized that today I teach very fast. Because this is the last question. Okay, this question 5 is slightly tougher. Okay, later you will see why I said it's tougher. First, this is compound. Half yearly is the same meaning as 6 months. Okay, half yearly is the same as every 6 months. So I'm going to use the formula first. A is equals to P 1 plus R over 100 to the power of n. So in this question, my P is unknown because you're supposed to find out what is the sum of money being invested. So this is a tough question because this time round principal amount is not given. My R given is 6% per annum. So I need to find my small r. My small r, for this case, again, is half yearly. That means I'm going to take 6 divided by 2 as well. So it is 3%. Okay, my n. Again, it's 3 years. 1 year 2 times. So that means this will be 3 times 2 is 6 again. So now you see, if I'm going to form the equation, I've sub in whatever I have. A I don't have, P I don't have, 1 plus 3 over 100 to the power of 6. Then now the tough part is, how am I going to find my P when I don't even have my A? Okay? And this equation has 2 unknowns, A and P. So how are you going to solve this? Okay? I can tell you this one, many students will be stuck. So the trick is, you have to know that amount equals to principal plus interest. Because this question gives us the interest instead of giving us the principal amount. So you need to know star that A equals to P plus I. So in this case, the A I can change it to become P plus 11798.38. So that's the crucial part. Now I can replace my A to become this. So this A become P plus 11798.38 equals to P bracket 1 plus 3 over 100 to the power of 6. Okay, thanks for sharing. Help me to like and share. Thank you. Okay, so over here you can see that, now the equation now become only one unknown, which is P. Then the tough part now is, how are you going to solve this? If you notice, from here to here, actually it is just number. So just key the whole chunk into the calculator. You will get 1.194. Then the P, I just put it behind. Okay, so this is still P plus 11798.38. So it's just like solving normal equation, solving P. It's just that you end up having decimal, it looks ugly, but the concept is still the same. So I'm going to do 1.94. Okay, wait, I'll write meter. 194P minus P, which is 1P, is equals to, what I do is I bring this over and this one keep. So it's 11798.38. 1.194 minus 1 is 0.194. So now I can solve my P. All I need to do is just take 11798.38 divided it by 0.194. And with this, I can find that my principal amount is 60816.391. Okay, this answer is not correct. This answer is 0.16.39. So by default, because this question never asked me to round off to the nearest dollar, so by default it's 2 dp. That's why answer should be 60816.39. 2 dp. Okay, so kids, so for this question, the trick is to change the A to become P plus I. I know simple compound interest, both N level and O level also got tests. Yes, what question do you have? Better ask genuine question, because you'll be blocked if you ask nonsense here. Okay, so this is the last question for the day. Okay, so simple interest is very straightforward. Okay, the only tough part on the simple interest is just now the car situation whereby you need to calculate the installment. Okay, so the students always get confused with not knowing whether is it using the 95,000 to calculate the simple interest. Can, no problem. Can, later I go back and answer your question later. Okay, so bought a car for 95,000. So a lot of students, common mistake. Later I show you why. Common mistake is students take 95,000 as the principal amount. But you must know that you already pay 40%, you only own 60%. So this 60% is the principal that they only borrow this amount. So that's why 60%, which is 57,000, is your principal that you calculate your interest. Okay? Okay, let's go back and explain just now that question. So, why did I do this part is, okay, see. Okay, two ways of doing it. What I did was, I keep this one as positive. I bring the 1p to the right hand side, so it becomes minus 1p. Then this one, I actually keep it here, that's why it's positive. Okay, and then 1.194 minus 1 become this, and then this one become this. Okay, if you cannot see as fast, you can also do this way. See, I can also say 1p is here. This one bring over minus 1.194p equals this number I bring over, it becomes negative 11798.38. Then 1 minus 1.194, you get negative 0.194p equals to negative 11798.38. Then after that, the P also become negative 11798.38 divided by negative 0.194. So in the end, you will still get the same, which is 60816.391. Again, round off to 2 dp, 60816.39, 2 dp. Okay, so it is the same. It's just that what I did was I just swap. Okay, I swap. Okay, so I'm done with today's question. Ooh, today I so early. I finished at 6:10, 6:11. Okay, any more question on direct inverse proportion and simple compound interest? If not, then we move on to the, yes, you miss doing math. Good, math is fun. I love it. Where is the new one? Is it this one? Yep. Yeah, some students cannot relate immediately. Actually, what I did was I just flipped. But it is okay. You can use this one, no problem. Because negative divided by negative end up will become positive as well. Okay?